Get the jewels!
But what if you die?
Stick to the plan!
Emil, we have to go. We have to go, Emil.
Go. Be the hero.
Hi, I'm Audrey.
And I'm Josephine.
And welcome to The Transcript. This week we ask why Jewish holidays weren't taken off, Hotspots checks out a local bookstore, Hamped Up talks sports rivalry, ballot question 4 is investigated.
The game show does Jeopardy, Takeaways taste Chick-fil-A, and Levi investigates the new EHS security.
In the past weeks in Iran, anti-government protests have been growing, and the government's control on information has been growing with it. The government is using the internet to give out false information about what is happening, and silencing those who are speaking out about it. And as of now, Twitter has been blocked from inside the country. In other news, President Biden has announced that everyone who was imprisoned federally due to possession of marijuana will be pardoned. After making this announcement, Biden strongly encouraged state governors to do the same on a state level. As the weather gets colder, talk about how Northampton should handle its homelessness problem becomes more important. There have been no updates on the Community Resilience Hub that was mentioned as a solution a couple years ago, and with no other news aside from that, it is unclear what the town will do to help with this situation. I'm Gavin Knight Richard.
Rivalries have been an intriguing and important part of sports for over a century. There have been lots of great rivalries, including the Yankees versus the Red Sox, Ohio State versus Michigan, and Los Angeles Lakers versus Boston Celtics. With the boys soccer team having just played a rival, Hampshire Regional, last Thursday, we spoke to players and captains of both the boys and girls soccer teams to hear how rivalries affect the games.
I would say a rivalry in high school sports is kind of between two schools, and you always know it's going to be a good competition, a solid game, because the players have beef with each other. They're getting excited to play.
It's like both schools are really excited to play each other because they know it's going to be a good game every time. And like Leah said, there's always good competition. Everyone's excited to be there and be able to play.
So I would say the girls' soccer rivalry is definitely Amherst. I think we have beat them consistently in the past, but the kind of rivalry comes from the fact that it's just always a good competition, a good game. It's always a close game, and in the past when we've played them, we kind of started a little Instagram beef, which definitely kept the rivalry going.
I feel like it makes it better because we know a lot of them personally, so it makes the rivalry like a lot better, but it's definitely Amherst because it's always a good game.
I honestly think a rivalry is kind of based on previous games and kind of like weird superstitions. Like, there's no real reason for a rivalry except that, you know, maybe you had a bad game against the other team last time or it got chippy. You know, it's nothing too serious.
We just hate them.
Okay.
I think there is a big change in team morale and performance when we play a rival because emotions just run way higher. We all know that we want to win the game, but it just means a lot more emotionally than it does when we're just playing another different team. Even if they're just as good, emotions just run a lot higher.
I like being around these guys and the atmosphere of what they bring to the team, and they force me to push up and play more.
Yeah.
DM the transcript with your favorite rivalries. Thanks so much for watching, and see you next week.
Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, the high holidays, are the most important holidays in Judaism. Last year, Northampton Public Schools took these days off to allow Jewish students and staff to observe and go to services without missing school. This year, the school system did not give students the day off. We talked to Jewish community members, including Rabbi Ricky Kosovsky, a rabbi at Beit Ahava, to hear their opinions on the change.
I do not take the holidays off. I think that the days off for Three Kings Day and the Jewish holidays last year ended up adding up with everything else, mold and snow days for the late end of the year, but I don't think that was the only reason. I don't personally think that the days should be taken off, but I also don't take them off for myself, and I know some friends of mine who do go to services or do fast and can't be in school have a lot of work to catch up on when they come back from 1 or 2 days off for a holiday. So even though it's excused, a lot of people still feel the consequences pretty heavily.
This year was a little different than last year was for Rosh Hashanah, because last year's students in the high school and middle school had the days off for Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. Rosh Hashanah means the head of the year, and it's our Jewish New Year. Yom Kippur is the Day of Atonement. It's also a very important time for Jews to feel connected to their Jewish identity. So I see Jewish people who sometimes don't do anything overtly involved with the Jewish community at large all year long, except on Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. I did feel like there were less teens at services this year. I felt like a less robust energy. I'm going to guess that some of it was because students have a hard time missing classes. I do think both Rosh Hashanah, the first day, and Yom Kippur should be taken off by the school systems in our area in particular, because there's a large number of Jewish students who it affects, but also because last year the school system had students get the day off. I feel like it's really important at this point that the school should really work to figure out like what are the values that are at place, and what does it mean to honor that a significant number of students need to have this day off. I do think it opens up the conversation of looking at other religions. Are there equivalent religious holidays that someone would need to miss school or work? And we're being fair to religions in America and making sure that people can be off.
Thanks so much for watching. Shana Tova, and see you next time.
As Massachusetts voters head to the polls next month, one question up for consideration is the repeal of a controversial law that allows people without proper U.S. citizenship to apply for a driver's license starting on July 1st of 2023, as long as they can prove to the Registry of Motor Vehicles that they have a foreign passport or another form of identification. The bill was passed this year over Governor Charlie Baker's veto, although controversy over this bill has persisted. In a letter to lawmakers, Baker argued that this law would, quote, increase the risk that non-citizens would be registered to vote. We talked to people on both sides of the issue to better understand how this bill would impact the community.
We want to make sure that all drivers in Massachusetts are trained, licensed, and insured. And so that means it doesn't matter what your immigration status is, you should still pay the same RMV fees. You should have insurance. You should pass a test just like everybody else has to pass their test. It means that people without federal immigration status can be able to get to work, take their kids to school, take their kids to the doctor, just to be able to get around. It's just taking care of our fellow humans, right? And treating everybody with dignity, that people aren't, we have so many of our neighbors who are out there driving in fear. They have to take their kids to the doctor or at a cost of being caught driving without a license, which is a crime, which could, by the way, lead to deportation, which means separating from their children. So how does that make any sense that somebody driving their kid to school could lead to deportation? That doesn't make any sense. Law enforcement very much supports this law because they want to make sure the person behind the wheel is the person that they say they are. And so the biggest thing is to share this information that there is a question for, and we're asking people to vote yes on for safer roads and to help take care of our neighbors.
The impact of this bill, if it's allowed to go into effect in July, is the RMV is going to be responsible for validating the foreign documents that are brought to them by the illegal immigrants. This is the RMV that's been riddled with many scandals over the last few years. Governor Charlie Baker vetoed this bill because he had concerns about the RMV's ability to validate these documents. And there's a big concern about election integrity and these people being registered to vote and then, them affecting our election results.
You can find question 4 on the ballot during the election on November 8th. Thanks for watching.
Welcome to Takeaways, Episode 2. This week we went down to Chick-fil-A in Chicopee, grabbed some delicious chicken sandwiches, and then traveled to the Mineral Hills Quarry in Northampton and did a review in the beautiful naturescape over there.
Alright, what's up guys? Today we went to Chick-fil-A, got a nice spicy chicken sandwich.
And a regular chicken sandwich.
Got some fries, of course. Of course we got a lemonade.
And we got some sauces. We got Polynesian sauce, we got ranch, we got honey mustard, and we got the Chick-fil-A sauce. It's a classic.
Can I see the ranch?
Yep, go ahead.
We don't need that anymore.
Nope. Not at all. First bite. It's like, I can still taste the crunch on it. It's still got a good taste. I don't think it being cold really affects the flavor a lot.
No. Spicy chicken sandwich, 8.5.
Regular chicken sandwich, the pickles are a little bit weak. I'm a little bit disappointed on that, but other than that, I'd say it's probably around an 8. Good crunch, good taste. Not disappointed at all.
Yeah, definitely. All right, so I'm gonna get into this Chick-fil-A sauce.
You can't go wrong.
I mean, they sell it separately for a reason, you know what I'm saying? All right.
Let's take a sip of the lemonade. Cheers, Parker.
Cheers. Your fries flew away.
I'm gonna let you go first on this. This is just.
It's almost comparable to like a McDonald's Sprite.
I think it might be a little bit better.
I think
it's better.
Yeah. 10 out of 10.
I have to take another sip.
So presentation of the fries, and you can't go wrong with them. I mean, 6 out of 10. I mean, they didn't do much to it, but it's not like you can mess it up that bad. So, but it's not very fancy at the same time.
I agree. Sandwiches, it's just a classic little chicken breast. Couple pickles at the bottom, pretty good bun. Honestly, presentation for this and presentation overall, I'd give it like 8.5, 9 out of 10. It could have been hot, but and so I'd give it about an 8.5 out of 10 presentation.
Instead, we're switching that up. We're gonna do location because if you guys haven't noticed, we go to different spots and so
lots of green, lots of nature.
So overall for location, let me take a look. Yep, still pretty.
Still gorgeous.
Still gorgeous.
Beautiful.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
I mean, who else has brought Chick-fil-A up to the quarries in Northampton, Massachusetts?
We're the first ones to do it. Thanks so much for watching, and tune in next week when we go to Popeyes with a special guest.
East Hampton High School has been in the news recently, and not because of their football team, but because of their all-new security. Last Monday, EHS received $40,000 in state funding for new measures and precautions to keep their students and staff safe. Their high school is only 10 years old, but according to East Hampton Mayor Nicole LaChapelle, there are, quote, advances in security that we want to try and stay up to date with, end quote. This funding was announced by State Senator John Velas and State Representative Dan Carey, alongside Principal William Evans. I spoke with Principal Evans about these funds and what will be done with them.
I think it is important to fund upgrades in our security system because so much has evolved in only the 10 years that the building has been in existence. And what was installed 10 years ago is, as with most technology, is out of date, and there are there's better systems out there and more sophisticated systems. And if we have an opportunity to upgrade, then we should do that. I think the primary target for the funding will be to upgrade our surveillance cameras, right, in and around the school. Perhaps add more to compensate for some blind spots, but I think mostly to improve the quality and how user-friendly they are. So this funding was targeted to East Hampton High School, and the reason that it was targeted just to the high school is we just opened a brand new K-8 building this year, and that school got a real state-of-the-art security system installed. I think the district was looking for was to have the two schools be compatible in terms of the security systems, in terms of their quality. I would also say that our camera systems protect students from lots of different things. So we use them frequently to resolve disputes and to be able to see if a student feels like they were harmed in some way, shape, or form, or things went missing or whatever. We're able to use the cameras to help protect students and help them feel safer. So we use them for a lot of things, but certainly if we have a camera system, it benefits us should there be a situation where a dangerous person was in the building.
Thanks for watching, and be sure to keep an eye out for a part 2 of this story. See you next week.
Welcome to the Game Show Show. And today, on This Week, we have 3 lovely contestants right here. Can I get your name and where you're from?
Hi, I'm Zeke. I'm from Northampton.
All right.
I'm Canyon, and I'm from Florence.
All right.
I'm Desmond, and I'm from New York.
All right.
This week on the Game Show Show, our categories are classic games, math, quotation marks, in the real world, stuff that happened recently.
Third question. All right. Fourth category. Things that I ate for breakfast last week. This is I love that one.
It's a bagel, wasn't it? You're so
Fifth category is fruit. And our 6th category, there is no category 6. That's why all of the questions are worth 0. There is also no $300 question, because 300 is a stupid number.
I'm gonna go for math in the real world for 500.
All right, can we see math in the real world for 500, please? After his investment failed to pan out, Johnny decides to spend his life savings on dish soap. How many bottles of dish soap would Johnny buy with $23,000 if one bottle is $1.15? No calculator.
I don't know. You never established that in the rules.
I established it now, and I'm the host. So you have to do what I say.
God damn it. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna go with, can I go fraction? I'm gonna go with 23,000 over 1.15.
Can we see 23,000 over $101.5?
No, I said $1.15, which simplifies out to 20,000.
We'll give it to you on a technicality.
Let's go.
Ice.
It's not ice. What?
Shut up. You're a stagehand. You're not supposed to be talking. Rock, paper, scissors was right.
How about if I beat you in a game of rock, paper, scissors, you give me your points?
Gambling is legal.
Ooh. If I'm losing at the end of this, okay?
You get 4 in a row on a grid of red, yellow pieces. You have to wait until I finish saying the question. How are you feeling, Z?
Oh, right. I get to choose again.
You do get to choose again.
I really want category 6, but that's okay.
You can try category 6,
no,
but
I won't.
You're not going to get any points for it.
That seems to be true. Oh god, I can't even remember what we've done at this point. Have we done things that I ate for breakfast last week for 500?
We haven't done things that I ate for breakfast last week for 500.
Can I try that one?
Alright, can we get things I ate for breakfast last week for 500? I think I saw Zeke first. So, this torus-shaped food can be enjoyed.
Is it a bagel?
Can we see a bagel?
Please tell me it's not a bagel.
A bagel!
I thought you were gonna break the
chain of bagels and screw me over completely.
This week's Hotspots went to the local bookstore, Raven's Used Books, opened in 1993 in downtown Northampton. Raven offers great prices and a wide selection of books. Their selection includes a widespread of genres from academic to children's books. The owner is Betsy Frederick, who opened the store in 1993 with 2 others, but now stands alone as the owner. We also got to speak with the employees and customers to get their opinions on the shop.
Compared to other bookshops in Northampton, this one I like a lot because it's almost like a maze and you can find a lot of cool stuff here. And I guess that's similar to a lot of other bookshops, but I don't know, I like this one. And the people in here who work here are always really nice and helpful. I think they have really cool, like particularly here, they have really good history books and stuff.
So I've been working at the Raven Used Bookstore for about 20 years or so, on and off. It's a great store. I'm glad that you're interested in learning more about the Raven, and we've been here for about 30 years now. I like a lot of things about working here. It's great that it's kind of a new thing every day in terms of the books that we get in and the customers. I get to meet new people, and it's fun helping people find great books to read.
If Raven's selection interests you, you can find them on Instagram at Raven's Used Books or take a stop in at their location on 4th Old South Street in downtown. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.
And be sure to come to the SOCA meetings on the 2nd and 4th Thursday of every month from 3:30 to 4:15 in room 305.
See you there.